What's up, YouTube? So yeah, Sean and I arrived at 3 a.m. last night. We finally got a few days off from work. We've been doing hurricane work in Tampa for the last month, and took advantage of this weekend. Shot down to the Keys, 6-hour drive. Not the weather we were hoping for, but it's been nice the last few days. So hopefully the visibility's good, and we're gonna get out there and see what we can do.
Bit choppy out here. Definitely a wet ride on this pursuit, but she's cutting well, so we're not pounding too hard and making good time to where we need to go. So yeah, fingers crossed, praying for that good fish.
So Sean and I hopped in the water, and we were really relieved to see that the visibility was solid. And it wasn't long before our little chum that we had hanging off the back of the boat attracted this hammerhead shark. They're pretty harmless to divers, so we weren't worried about it and had some fun checking it out underwater. Shortly after, Sean shot the first fish, this little mangrove snapper. This was a cool moray eel that I went and took a look at. You can see he's really aggressive and territorial of his little cave there, so didn't want to get too close. Here I go down and shoot a red grouper that Sean had spotted. He let me take the Sean one since I've never gotten one before, and just a really cool fish, good eating too.
Sick. Such a cool, pretty fish. Look at that red mouth inside, very orange. Sick.
Here's some lionfish, which are really invasive in the Keys. I would have loved to kill these, but unfortunately we were pretty far from the boat. I didn't have a means of getting them back without getting myself spiked, which can be really dangerous. They have no native predators and eat a lot of the eggs of native fish, so they're very bad for the ecosystem. And this was a little lobster that I went down and grabbed, a Caribbean lobster. No claws in the front like our lobsters in New England. This is a nice amberjack that was just hanging out on the bottom. I almost screwed myself over forgetting to take off the safety, but luckily the fish didn't seem to be in any hurry to get out of there, and I had a second opportunity and was able to shoot him right in the spine, really prevent him from putting the gas on me. So just so much blood coming out of him, and these reefs do have so many sharks, so I was kind of hesitant to get my hands on So almost as soon as I got in the boat, Sean was hollering at me. He shot a grouper that had dove down and went into the reef, and he was worried about the fish getting off while it was all tangled up underneath there. So he'd call on me to come in and get another shot. So I was on the surface breathing up, getting ready to go down and help him when I saw this huge mutton snapper coming out of nowhere. I was already on my dive down by the time I saw it. So rather than be smart and take the time to put a second band on, I went down and took a shot with just one single band and totally blew it. And you can see this fish just seems to know that I'm helpless without a spear, and he just slowly swims away.
Dude, that's a fucking huge bud. Dude, that bud came up right behind.
The next fish to come in was this big nurse shark. Also curious about all the commotion that was being made from this grouper kicking around in the coral. Nurse sharks are pretty harmless, so it's just cool to see the big majestic fish swimming around below us. And here Sean makes a dive down to go free up that fish, and I go down right behind him to help him in case he gets tangled up or has any issues that I could help out with while I'm on the bottom. Always good to be there for your buddy.
Water. Nice. Sean with the hot drop.
Really had no idea what we were going to get into, and solid haul. So we're looking forward to what tomorrow has to offer, and gonna eat some fish tonight. So stay posted for that.
Bill's gonna be here.
Got some amberjack, rice and beans from a Cuban joint nearby, snapper, and some red grouper. What do you think, Shawnee?
Time to eat.
The sun is up. I just threw my wetsuit on. Getting ready for some more soaking wet pounding like what we had yesterday. Got Sean, he's about to put his wetsuit on. Nero's here today, he's suiting up. Should be another stellar day on the water. Crazy looking house. So here we have arrived at a spot. We're in some pretty deep water, like 70 feet, already anchored up. And Sean is making balls out of a mixture of oats, chum from ground up Menhaden, and sand. Packing that into a ball, and then it descends to the bottom. That sand makes it negatively buoyant, and then the oats help it all stay together. And the idea is that that's going to go on the bottom and act as a chum down there to attract fish out of their holes. So unfortunately, Sean and I both like doing these really deep dives, but there wasn't too much around at these deeper depths for whatever reason this time of year. Something about the thermocline, which wasn't holding a lot of fish. So we did spend some time really trying to figure out where these fish were, but we're only seeing small grouper. On the way up here, you can see there's some really nice amberjack, but I decided I wasn't going to shoot one of those since I shot one the day before and had plenty of amberjack meat left over. So yeah, we did a few dives in this spot. Always fun to dive in some clear water, although it was very milky at the bottom, which is a bit concerning since there are a lot of bull sharks that tend to hang around this reef from what Sean was telling me. Alright, we're pulling up to another spot. This is some good patch reef with a nice drop off that we just found in avionics. We're going to dive along the edge and see if we can find some more fish here. Here was a little Caribbean king crab living in that big sponge. But yeah, I'm just cruising around, trying to stay low to the bottom, scanning back and forth, looking for mutton snapper that are just cruising that sand line along the reef, since that's where they tend to hang out. So at this point in the day, Nero had gotten really cold. He was also struggling with some equalization underwater, making it hard for him to dive deeper where the fish were. And he actually offered to just drop us on the spots instead of us having to anchor, and that allowed us to do bigger drifts, cover more water, try to find where the fish were holding. And that definitely changed the game. So thanks to him for letting us do that. He's actually a charter captain out of the Keys, so he has a lot of experience taking people around. He was a great captain, so definitely made the whole day possible and allowed us to finish really strong. A lot more ground. This is a little red grouper that was decided was too small, so I didn't take that shot. Here's a Sierra macro that came right across. The shot opportunity was just too good, so I couldn't pass up. These can be really tasty for sashimi. But yeah, the plan was just to cover these reefs, look for areas that seem to be holding higher concentrations of fish. We switched from that deeper water into more shallow water. You can see it's quite murky here, and that's because we were in more inshore areas where you get a lot of that Gulf water coming through the islands and the Keys and coming into the Atlantic side. We're diving along that Atlantic side, not more than a couple miles at this point off the coast, and the trade-off is definitely 15, 20-foot visibility, but there were a lot more fish around, and here I actually shot a pretty solid mutton snapper that was hiding in a cave and some coral. So at this spot we ended up finding a lot of mutton snapper, got into them right as we were kind of wrapping up the day, so it was a great way to finish the trip. He's hiding in the reef.
Just hiding the reef?
Yeah.
Nice one. Good job, bro. Yo.
What? Oh, dude, actually, I thought he was like, his tail was a piece of kelp. He was like sticking out of the coral. And I was like, that looks so much like a fin. And I went and looked it up.
100%. It's probably 21. Probably 21. 21. Good job.
Nice.
If my ear wasn't all fucked up, I would have said we just anchor. My left ear was going to get bottom.
I got another one too. Filling up.
Bet you're not used to having your own private driver.
Yeah, right. Trying to go another monster.
Yeah, you got another good one.
Damn.
Studs. You see that huge one? That one's 30 all day. Good job.
What do you have to say?
I'm gonna go down the water, bro.
Strong finish.
Strong finish.
Some hammer mutton, mangoes, yellowjack. Not bad.